Today we're going to tell you about what's going on in golf here in Tellico Village, upcoming events, activities that Chris and his crew are doing to improve the golf course, what are still the COVID concerns. So we're going to cover a large base of topics today.
Tellico Village Broadcasting, your source of programming, highlighting active lifestyles in our beautiful surroundings.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Tellico Village Golf Talk. I'm Lynn Willis, your host, and with me as always is our Director of Golf, Chris Sykes.
Good to see you,
Hi,
Lynn.
Chris.
Thank you, sir.
How are you doing? To start off with, Chris, why don't you begin by saying in the internal operations are the things that the listener would like to hear?
Well, we're in the midst of the season. Things are getting super busy. So I guess the first thing maybe to catch people up on is our current COVID operations.
Okay.
Nothing's really changed there, but we see a light at the end of the tunnel, so we'll start transitioning some certain items back to normal here in the coming weeks as folks continue to get vaccinated. I know I'm fully vaccinated, have been for a month.
Good, I am too.
Exactly, so I think that's more the norm, what you hear. I asked my committee in our meeting recently how many were vaccinated. They all raised their hand.
Good.
So either everybody's got one or both shots, or depending upon what vaccination they're getting. So that being really the primary indicator as to how, what time to transition back to normal. That's going to marry up with, for instance, our golf carts.
Right.
We'll talk about that some more here in a minute, but we'll start getting a new golf carts in middle of May. So at that point in time, we'll start to transition some of those items. There's no sense in risking our new carts with the disinfectant and all that kind of stuff that may damage the paint or so on and so forth. So we'll transition some of those golf cart items as those new carts arrive middle of May, and then we'll start getting our fixtures back out on the golf course, prior to the member guest tournament.
Yeah.
Ball washers, rakes, and so on and so forth. So we're going to start transitioning here in the next few weeks, in the next few months, and hopefully by middle into June we'll be back to the normal operations with respect to the impact of COVID on golf.
Okay, I just want to touch back a little bit. In the last month or so, we've also said that COVID hasn't been a bad thing as far as golf here in the village. No. Has that continued to be a positive? Not that COVID is positive,
correct,
but the fact that we have so many more players.
Well, I mean, just the same thing with respect to golf's a game of social distancing, and it's played in the great outdoors. So folks all along have felt comfortable and safe playing golf, maybe when there were concerns doing some other things. But again, things are opening up. But just to give you some information, with respect to that, rounds have never been stronger, and in spite of some minor interruptions with weather, year-to-date rounds were 68.94 over budget.
Wait a minute, that's 6,000
almost 7,000 rounds over budget through the end of March.
Okay.
And we're some 4,200 rounds ahead of 2020. So 2020 was a record year. At this point last year, things were a little odd, right? We were navigating the front end of the pandemic and just hoping that we'd be able to stay open. But we navigated it beautifully in 2020, as everybody knows, was a record year. And we're some 4,200 rounds ahead of last year. So, we don't see any slowdown in sight. Golf is extremely popular right now in Tellico Village and across the country. The Masters just included. That's really, obviously a high point on the golf calendar for everybody. So golf is booming.
So along with that, the merchandise you have in your pro shops, is that
unbelievable? So it's perfect parlay into we just had our all vendor demo day, first one we've ever had. There's a little apprehensive, could we pull it off? How smooth would it go? So we had all of our major manufacturers that we partner with. So we got, Adam Jacob, who's on Callaway staff. We got Jeff Harrington and Michael Ledbetter that are on Ping staff, and Casey Flanagan on Titleist staff. So we had all those partners out here for all vendor demo day. AWE cooked burgers and dogs, gave out drinks, had beer for sale. We had a new partner who, Harmarkey Wellness, that's a CBD vendor that primarily work in the golf environment. So some more information will be coming out about those folks. So we had all those folks on hand, plus we had a live remote with Sports Animal to further hype the event. So we estimate for all vendor demo day, which was this past week, and it was a 5-hour event. We estimate we did between 400 to 500 fittings.
Whoa.
And we're going to exceed $66,000 in club sales from that singular day, the singular event. It was incredible. So we talked as a management team, hey, this is something we're going to do once a year. We'll do it annually because it's a lot involved, the big event. How can we make it better next year? So we may bring in some other vendors, have some shoe vendors, have some clothing vendors, and really just continue to blow it out because it was so smooth, so well received. Everybody stepped up. The team did a phenomenal job. AWE did a phenomenal job. It was just an outstanding day. The weather cooperated. Earlier in the week, we were a little concerned. It ended up being a beautiful day, so it was an absolute home run. I mean, starting at 12, the traffic and the flow for the entire 5 hours was consistent. So I think it was just a great opportunity for golfers in Tellico Village to taste test all those brands and make the absolute best and most informed decision with respect to purchasing golf equipment. So it was awesome.
Great. I've heard a rumor, and I wanted to ask you this. Someone said because things are going so fast and hectic and whatever, that shouldn't we maybe just shut down golf operations for like a month and give employees and the pros a chance to relax a little bit?
We'll take vacation days when Mother Nature tells us to do so. We want to ride this wave as long as we can, and golf is good. We've got the best team in the business. So we're going to continue to try to move golf forward and the golf experience, try to improve upon it each and every day. So we're excited to do that.
Well, before we go into like our upcoming events, let's talk about a little bit of are any capital improvements taking place?
Well, yeah, we've got some of those coming up that are pretty significant. Obviously, give you an update on golf carts. Those got approved at the last finance and board meeting. So we have not just one fleet, 3 new fleets of golf carts coming. So we're swapping out, wiping the slate clean. We're going to transition from Yamaha to Club Car, much improved golf car, which will lead to improved golf experience. They're lithium. We won't have any issues with carts dying anymore. It's just a solution to our golf cart needs. In addition to that, we're going to have access to some technology, so they'll have GPS, and there's all kinds of bells and whistles that go along that, and some control features for the operation with restricting carts places, being able to manage speed of play from one place, from one screen, being able to send out messages, being able to control the speed of the cars as they descend and ascend in the parking lots. So there's a safety improvement. Just the GPS, with respect to the golf experience, it's just going to be absolutely incredible. Such a drastic change from what we've had.
And they're all coming like in the May time period?
Correct. We expect them. I call our vendor every day and ask him, where are my carts? But we expect them by mid-May. So in addition to, those golf cars at all 3 facilities, brand new fleets at all 3 facilities, we're also going to have access to what they call the Tempo Walk. So they're thrown in 2 Tempo Walks, which is, Club Car calls it an autonomous caddy that offers GPS yardage, carries your bags, got a cooler on, and other accessories. So basically, you put this little clip on your belt, and this autonomous caddy follows you around the golf course. And then when you get to your green, you just flip the switch, and it won't follow you onto the putting surface. It does. It's probably not going to do any harm, but it's going to be another opportunity for folks to get out and play golf and try something a little different. And it's the closest thing that we'll have to caddy. So we're excited about that. And we also have some free use equipment that they threw into the deal. So each of our golf course superintendents will have superintendent vehicles, and we'll have 2 new range pickers, which is very, very much needed as well. So it was just a home run of a deal, and partnering up with Club Car, and the fact that we're at this unique point in time, and we're leveraging 3 fleets, not 1 fleet. It really put us in a strong position. We got a lot for our money.
So we're talking about like 200 carts, aren't we?
180 carts.
180.
3 superintendent vehicles, 2 range pickers, and the 2 autonomous Tempo Walks.
And I understand we have a big piece of equipment at Tokwa as well coming in.
Yes, sir. So we have our ongoing equipment needs, and we prioritize those needs. So the next most pressing need is to replace the rough mower at Tokwa. So we did that the past 2 seasons at Kahidi and Tanasi. So this year it's Tokwa. So much needed, because the machine we've got more than our money's worth. It's 10 years old. It's got over 4,000 hours, which would equate to 400,000 miles on your vehicle. So it gives you an idea. We've gotten a lot out of our money.
So Do you ever have a chance to sit back and play around the golf, but you seem to be so driven to do the best that can be done here as director of golf. You need to get out a little, I think.
I do need to play. I'm going to play in a pro official event next week, and we recently went on a retreat as a team, and we all played golf together, had a big time. But I need to do more of that. Okay. But it's tough.
Yeah.
And then you got a family and kids, and my daughter's a golfer, so I live vicariously through her a little bit, which is good.
Good. We just had aeration, and I live near one of the greens. It seemed like the sand was on them for quite a while, but that was planned, and so the results.
Fantastic. It was a new process. We condensed everything into a week to accommodate the contractor impact. The drill and fill aeration is already showing some huge benefit with our percolation in our greens. So the greens are just working better, they're functioning better. So having that deep tine aeration as part of our program moving forward, I think it's going to have a significant impact, and we already see that. Today, in a short term and long term, it's going to be very impactful and advantageous. So that was awesome. The teams, it was incredible how the entire golf operations community, golf ops, golf maintenance, everybody came together for that week to get it done. The first night we were there at about 11 o'clock at Tanasi, working under the lights, but we did what we needed to do to get it done, and the greens are responding beautifully, and we really are set up for what should be a very successful season with our putting surfaces.
Let's get to recently held events that we've had here at Tellico. The TGA, and I'll have to admit, I'm really not sure. I had not heard of this one. Mm-hmm. It's called the TGA SNEDS.
Sneds Tour.
Yeah.
So it's short for Brent Snedeker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the PGA Tour professional whose home was in Middle Tennessee, grew up in Middle Tennessee, played golf at Vanderbilt.
Okay.
So he is partnered with the TGA and his foundation to try to promote junior golf. Okay. And it's one of the best junior golf programs and best junior golf tours in the world. So really, the state junior tour is a platform that other states try to copy.
Okay.
So our Tennessee Golf House is had such influential people involved, and it's one of the best associations in the country. So it's really renowned, and the Sneds Tour is their flagship for junior golf, and we were able to accommodate an event last minute because they had an abundance of requests that they couldn't fulfill. So we had a spot on the calendar on a weekend. We were able to spread it across Tokwa and Kahiti, and it was very well received by our members, very well received by the players and the families. So families from all over the state got to come to Tellico Village, most of them for the first time, and had just a phenomenal experience. It ended up being a great golf tournament.
And we had the Chamber of Commerce event.
Yeah, we had them back for the first time in many years, and it was a hugely successful event in spite of some bitter cold conditions. That was in the midst of one of our cold snaps. We still had close to 100 participants that came out and played golf at Tokwa, and got to feed them and wine and dine them a little before and after, and it was very well received, and it was great to just have those folks out to our facility.
And we've always done something Masters Week, and that was just last week, so you did that again.
Obviously, that's the climatic event in golf, and in my opinion, that and the Ryder Cup are my two favorites. But the Masters Par 3 contest, so what we've been able to do is incorporate a Par 3 course into our Tanasi golf course. So we have a permanent Par 3 course that we're going to use for these type of events. We're going to have a Majors Par 3 series, so the Masters having the Par 3 tournament that they have. They weren't able to have it, but we were, right? So we had it, and we had close to 80 participants, very well received. It's a lot of fun. It's just making more of our golf course, right? So it's easy for us to do. So we'll continue to improve upon what we call the feather, with Tanasi's logo and emblem being the feather. We call the short course, the Par 3 course, the feather.
Right. Okay. So
it's got its own dedicated scorecard. It's got its own dedicated tee box and tee markers. So people really came out to participate in that. So they were paired up with somebody playing in the Masters, and then our Masters pool, we had close to 300 entries.
Oh.
Yeah. So our Masters pool winner got $480.
Okay.
So that's pretty awesome.
Okay. Wow. There's something. I'm planning an event myself, and it's like going and checking and seeing what dates are open. It's like, Well, I think this date in 2020. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But the activity is just really awesome.
Yeah, golf is booming. It's awesome.
It really is. We got a lot of events coming up that everyone should be looking for. And any event that we mention, you can go to the clubhouse at any of the courses, and they have the information or can tell you where you can get it. We're going to continue with the Golf 101s. That's also held on the fourth Friday of every month. You do an assortment of things there, or is that basically I think that kind of has stayed the same.
It has, new people to the village, new people to the game, just trying to get them acclimated, not only to golf, but to golf at Tellico Village.
And that's been very successful over the years. So that's held on the fourth Friday of every month, Golf 101, just like POA 101 for the new people coming into the village, or new golfers. Beautification tournament. We've been doing that for several years. It started back, if I had to guess, 8 to 10 years ago. Each of the courses had their own golf beautification committee, and they would usually have a tournament that would raise money that would be distributed among those committees. Is that basically the same format that we follow?
It is, and we're trying to play catch up because it was scheduled to be at the same point in time last year, so we put it on pause because of COVID. We did some fundraising and other means, so we're really needing to play catch up, as I know those beautification committees kind of depleted their funds a little bit because we weren't able to raise as much money last year without a golf tournament. So we're having the golf tournament. It's going to be a revenge-style setup at Tokwa. There's going to be a silent auction, raffle items, so on and so forth, and it benefits those 3 beautification committees, and they do a lot across the 3 golf courses and across the village as a whole.
Yeah, they seem to be able to, being local to that course that they play most often, they see little things that they suggest, and I'm sure a lot of the things that
we're good at spending their money.
They're asked for your approval,
so
whatever.
The golf course maintenance and grounds maintenance teams, we've got plenty of ideas for how to make use of those funds just to beautify our facilities. A
very important event, and on April the 24th is the club championship. It's going to be on Tokwa on Saturday the 24th, and at Tanasi on the 25th. So look for that to sign up. Club championship, that's always a good turnout for that. Spring Fling at Tokwa.
Yeah, and
what are we doing there?
They've reinvented it, and this is, I think, it's really going to be an exciting event. So it's going to be a 27-hole, one-day event. But what they're going to do for you and your partner, it's going to be 9 holes of best ball, 4-ball. Okay. 9 holes of scramble, and 9 holes of alternate shot, all in one day. So I think that's just going to be, kind of a Ryder Cup, a spin-off Ryder Cup. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, available, received, and it's just different. So I think there's a lot of excitement around that event and that format.
And the Red Tail Hawk Invitational?
Yeah, and invitation letters just went out for that, and we're going back to the full.
That is the member guest.
Yes, sir, the member guest, Red Tail Hawk Invitational, a.k.a. member guest. Invitation letters just went out. And the deadlines for those are to get your applications in by Friday, April 30th at 5 p.m. And then, if necessary, we'll have the lottery at 9:30 on Monday, May 3rd. So we're going back to our traditional format, bringing all the social activities back into the fold, with COVID kind of being in the rearview mirror by that point in time for sure. And trying to blow it back out a little bit. So we're going back to the 2-course format where it'll be at Tokwa and Kahiti. We've expanded the field a little bit. The limiting factor on the field has been the yacht club, but we're going to kind of reinvent how we'll make use of the yacht club and sell out the 3rd floor as well. And if we need to pipe in or have some sort of virtual awards up there for those folks, we will. But that will enable us to expand the field to 84 teams versus 72 teams, so it gives more of our villagers an opportunity to participate.
That's like 40 more people, including spouses.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we're trying to maximize the event to give most people, as many people as possible the opportunity to participate, and that being the limiting factor. So we as the member guest committee looked at that hard, and just seeing how popular and where participation is with respect to all our leagues, all our tournaments, anything golf related right now. We have waiting lists So we're just trying to afford as many people as possible the opportunity to participate. So
Sounds wonderful. And again, there's always been the problem with the big dinners and the big events at the yacht club when they say 225 is kind of their max for the dining room floor, the bottom floor, and we're trying to put 280 in there or whatever. But
right.
But maybe the third floor or whatever, we can come up with something.
No, we'll make it work. It'll be a great experience.
I have no doubt. The ladies' 18-hole league, they have a tournament called Diamonds in the Rough.
Yeah, they're calling it Diamonds in the Rough Invitational. It's their member guest, which is right after the men's. It's going to be on Tuesday, June 22nd.
Okay. And again, all these, they can find all the information at all the pro shops. Are we going to have a junior golf camp this year?
Yeah, we had one last year. It was a little different. Participation was a little down because of COVID, but we're trying to bring it back in full force. So those letters will be going out shortly. And the junior golf camp is the week of July 5th through the 9th. And that's one of the best things we do. I mean, the team does an incredible job. You know, we'll have 75 to 100 kids, and we really try to make it fun. And it's not all hardcore golf instruction mechanics. It's, you know, more fun than golf. And, you know, we try to find that good balance, and the team does a great job.
Well, you know, after watching the drive, chip, and putt contest at the Masters, ages 6 through 16, I believe. I mean, it's got to be a similar type atmosphere with these kids out there. But it's, you say 75 to 100, COVID going down backwards a little bit, hopefully. 150 this year.
Yeah.
150. Because there's a lot of us Tellico Village people that want their grandkids to come back. They haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah,
so y'all better be prepared for that.
We hope that's the problem. We'll make it work. For sure.
And also remember that there's a calendar at golftellicovillage.com that has all this information and all the events on the calendar. Again, that's golftellicovillage.com if you want to look that up. Anything else would you like to add?
Just, you know, thank you, Tellico Village, for all your support. You know, the golf community, the entire village. You know, things have never been better in golf. I just had a management team meeting and talked about how golf has never been stronger in Tellico Village, or at least not in my tenure, and I've been over 10 years now. So we're really excited about the direction, and we're just trying to make things a little better each and every day. And just thank you, Lynn, for your support at Tellico Village Golf and hosting Tellico Village Golf Talk, and all your support through the years, and Tellico Village Broadcasting for all your support as well. So this is a wonderful platform.
So tee it up, Tellico Village. Have a good day. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.